Who would have ever guessed Jason Lee and Nicki Minaj landing on the same side of anything, especially after their long, loud, and very public feud?
I've ever seen it. That's not just because I don't like her. Some people just can't accept the fact that their time is past. And so they're using all these young girls. Nicki, let me just say her name. Political. Nicki's using all these young girls to be able to leverage their name because she fell off.
This is the kind of twist nobody had on their bingo card. Their history got so ugly that back in September 2023, Jason Lee dropped a viral and very serious allegation involving Nicki Minaj, claiming she and her husband had allegedly made threats that left him fearing for his safety. Jason even said he had proof and planned to take that evidence straight to the district attorney, which sent shockwaves through the internet. So yeah, Jason Lee and Nicki Minaj have been going at each other for years. Non-stop drama, non-stop tension, no breaks. But in this industry, alliances flip fast. And sometimes the enemy of your enemy suddenly looks like a strategic move. That's why people are now buzzing over allegations that Jason Lee and Nicki Minaj could be quietly lining up against Jay-Z. And that alone has the streets talking.
Nicki to be the queen that she could be. I want her to be respected and regarded the way that she deserves to be for her talent. But, nonetheless, you gotta own what you own.
And let's be clear, Jason has never been shy about calling out industry gatekeeping, especially when it comes to powerful figures like Jay-Z. He's made multiple claims about Jay-Z's influence, and those claims reportedly put him on the Carter's radar in a serious way. On an episode of his podcast, Jason went all the way in, claiming Jay-Z was pressuring him through third parties, and he said it loud for everyone to hear. Jason stated, "Jay-Z, I know you're watching because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You got people calling me. Call me yourself because this right here is gonna go viral." That moment alone had listeners frozen. He didn't stop there either because Jason added, "I will tell you to the audience, if I do come up missing, all the calls I've been getting have been about him." Those words instantly raised eyebrows and shifted how people viewed his position in the industry. This was the first time Jason publicly framed himself as someone allegedly targeted by what he described as the Roc Nation power structure that Nicki Minaj has been blasting online. From that point on, fans noticed a clear shift, with Jason increasingly aligning himself with voices like Jaguar Wright and Nicki Minaj, both known for openly challenging Jay-Z and Roc Nation, and that change did not go unnoticed at all. Now, according to what people have been saying online, the so-called peace treaty rumors between Nicki Minaj and Jason Lee really started bubbling up when Jay-Z chose Kendrick Lamar for the 2025 Super Bowl, leaving Lil Wayne out of the spotlight. That decision alone shook the culture and had everyone talking. Nicki didn't stay quiet either, because she publicly aired out her frustration, loud and clear. But what caught fans off guard was Jason's reaction, since instead of dragging Nicki the way he usually does, he shifted the focus to industry gatekeeping and how power players control opportunities behind the scenes. That change in tone did not go unnoticed. Fans immediately clocked that Jason didn't go for the jugular like he normally does when Nicki spirals in public moments. Instead of mocking her emotions, he zoomed in on the bigger picture, and that alone had people side-eyeing the situation. Now, yes, people are quick to remind everyone that just months earlier, Jason Lee was leaning into the viral Deport Nicki petitions and openly criticizing her controversial political takes. He even claimed she had a strange fixation on D following her post-Grammy rant, so this shift didn't come out of nowhere.
Nicki is obsessed with, right? She says Christy Teigen has one. She's called me a, she's called Don Lemon a. I don't know what her obsession with are. But, here's the deal. I'm not thinking of Nicki Minaj today. I think that what she's doing, just the troping, the continuous disregard for the LGBT community, for her fans, for humanity, for everybody, it's an embarrassment to the culture. So I'm not really thinking of Nicki. And I think Billy Porter told my reporter the other day on the red carpet exactly how.
But if you really pay attention to Jason's more recent commentary in late 2025 and early 2026, the pivot is clear. Instead of labeling Nicki as unstable, he started framing her as a pawn, someone being pushed and pulled by bigger political and industry forces. On the Jason Lee podcast, he began breaking down Nicki's political stunts as desperate moves from an artist who, in his view, had been systematically shut out of elite industry spaces by power figures like Jay-Z. And lately, Jason has gone hard against those same gatekeepers, calling out how they decide who eats and who gets iced out. At the same time, Nicki has been just as vocal, repeatedly claiming that industry giants like Jay-Z tried to sideline her career to boost other artists like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. And when both sides start pointing at the same power players, people are bound to connect the dots fast. See, Nicki previously went on a heated rant where she accused Jay-Z and Tidal of scamming her and allegedly trying to silence her with $1 million offer. She made it clear she wasn't backing down, saying she needed to set the record straight about her role in Jay-Z's streaming service and the sale of Tidal. Nicki claimed that both Jay-Z and Steve Stout were spreading false narratives about her involvement, and she pushed back hard on that. She also alleged that Jay-Z was pouring serious money into promoting Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss to make sure it outperformed Bigfoot when both tracks dropped, and that accusation sent shockwaves through the fan base. More recently, Nicki doubled down, once again implying that her career has been professionally sabotaged by Jay-Z and people connected to him. She suggested that this alleged interference is the real reason she slowed down on releasing music, not a lack of creativity or drive. Nicki also claimed that an unnamed group was actively trying to damage her marriage to her husband, Kenneth Petty. According to her, there were attempts to turn him against her using lies, manipulation, and connections with powerful people, which she described as a coordinated effort. On top of that, Nicki said her social media accounts, along with those of her supporters, were being shadow banned in what she believes was a deliberate move to hurt her brand. She even shared receipts showing how the feature that displayed her likes mysteriously disappeared. She didn't stop there either, because Nicki reposted messages from fans who said they experienced strange technical issues specifically on platforms she was using at the time. To her, that wasn't a coincidence. Nicki also amplified an interview with DeMaury Hadley, the estranged daughter of Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. In that interview, DeMaury, who was in a legal dispute with her mother, alleged that Roc Nation played a role in silencing Nicki Minaj and restricting her freedom of speech, and that claim added even more heat to an already explosive situation. She also alleged that Roc Nation didn't stop at her career, claiming they went after her family too.
He has been through some trauma and some abuse with Roc Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. What I can say about that is I've witnessed and heard a lot of things. Again, is hearsay, right? So it doesn't even matter. That's why I'm not even going to go into detail with that. If I have the opportunity to speak with Nicki, would love to connect with her on that. But I've kind of seen, just like you firsthand, how they've they've abused her. They've abused of her platform. They've abused her talent. They've abused of her freedom of speech. They've abused her family. They've attacked her husband. They've attacked her child.
Nicki said her husband was targeted, her household was dragged into the mess, and even her child became part of the online attacks, which she framed as deeply disturbing and alarming for anyone watching this play out.
And it's sad. It's really sad. Somebody so resourceful, talented, high profile as Nicki Minaj being targeted. It should really scare the American people. Me, it should really scare you guys too, right? Because I'm the daughter. So it's like, at this point, if it's happening to me, I think she's really outspoken, and I'm grateful that she's being outspoken on it, because I think she's almost seeing it like, well, it happened to me, it's happening to her, let me speak up on it. Nobody is safe right now.
Because of all that, the growing assumption online is that Jason Lee and Nicki Minaj may be quietly lining up to expose Jay-Z. And that would explain why they're suddenly not tearing into each other the way they used to, because the energy has clearly shifted. People are also whispering that Jason has allegedly been saying behind the scenes that Jay-Z and Beyonce were involved in what he described as a professional takedown of Nicki Minaj. To be clear, these are unproven claims and industry rumors, but they've still got the internet buzzing nonstop. And supporters are quick to point out that this wouldn't be the first time powerful names have been accused of freezing artists out of the industry. One example people keep bringing up is Blue Cantrell, a singer who once had serious momentum and undeniable talent. Back in the early 2000s, Blue was landing hits and had labels lining up for her. Yet in 2004, Arista Records reportedly failed to renew her contract, which raised major questions because she was seen as a strong performer with real potential. Around that same period, Blue later revealed that while she was signed, she didn't earn anywhere near what she believed she should have. In an interview, she shared that she wished she had someone experienced to guide her through the business side of the industry. After that, Blue slowly faded from the spotlight, and the last major headlines about her surfaced in 2012. At that time, reports said she was taken to a hospital in Santa Monica for a psychological evaluation, and since then, her story has been brought up as a cautionary tale whenever industry power dynamics get discussed. After police reportedly responded to the scene, witnesses claimed Blue was seen screaming in the street, alarming passersby enough to call for help. According to reports at the time, she was shouting about someone poisoning her with gas, and the incident lasted long enough for authorities to step in. Following that episode, Blue largely disappeared from the public eye, and online speculation exploded. Some rumors suggested her absence was connected to alleged industry tension involving Beyoncé, fueled by gossip that Jay-Z had taken an interest in her, claims that were never proven but spread fast. There were also long-running rumors that Jay-Z and Blue had a romantic connection, but when she was asked directly about it multiple times, Blue denied anything happening. She did, however, openly admit during a conversation with Wendy Williams that she had a crush on him, which only added more fuel to the chatter.
They're in love.
Is politics speaking?
No, I really do think they're in love. I have a big crush on him now. I'll tell you that much.
Did you podcast?
Still have a crush on him now.
Yes,
No,
you did.
no, I didn't. No, I'm really selective about it.
What?
Really, I really like him though, and I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
If he came in right now and we were all not here,
What?
I'm just saying, you're in New York.
Yeah. Okay. And what?
If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way.
Blue wasn't the only name people brought up either, because Mia was also one of the most successful artists of her era. She came out strong in 1998 with her debut album Mia under Interscope Records, followed by projects like Fear of Flying and Mood Ring, and her numbers spoke for themselves. In the US alone, Mia sold over 3.2 million albums, earned multiple awards, and even landed a Grammy nomination. Her songs dominated charts and soundtracks, making her a certified star at the time. But just like with Blue, rumors began circulating after Mia collaborated with Jay-Z on the remix of her hit song, Best of Me. When her relationship with industry power players reportedly cooled off, people started claiming she was quietly sidelined, though none of that was ever officially confirmed. And because of stories like these, many online believe the list of artists who were allegedly frozen out or blocked by major industry figures, including the Carters, is much longer than most people realize. And that idea continues to spark heated debate every time it comes up. And people aren't just naming one or two artists, they're talking about a whole list, like Amerie, Tyra Marie, MIA, and Carrie Hilson. Even Rihanna's name gets pulled into these conversations, and all of this ties back to what Nicki has been saying for years about alleged industry sabotage. Nicki has repeatedly claimed that her career took a real professional hit because of Jay-Z's influence, and she's been loud about feeling blocked at key moments. She's made it clear more than once that she believes powerful figures work behind the scenes to slow her momentum, and she hasn't backed off that stance. More recently, Nicki escalated things by making extreme and completely unverified allegations about high-level industry figures maintaining power through dark and unethical behavior. These claims are allegations only and have not been supported by evidence, but they still cause massive backlash and non-stop debate online. She also publicly criticized age gaps in past industry relationships, referencing Jay-Z's history with Aaliyah and alleging that timelines around his early relationship with Beyoncé raised serious questions. These statements are part of her broader critique of the industry and remain disputed and controversial. Nicki then tied her industry frustrations into politics, reposting a meme featuring Jay-Z, Aaliyah, and Beyoncé with a caption warning voters about supporting what she described as corrupt power systems. That post alone sent social media into chaos. What people are now saying is that Jason Lee understands just how viral the Jay-Z gatekeeping narrative has become. And even though he's been one of Nicki's loudest critics in the past, Jason is a businessman first and always thinking about the bigger play. If Jason flips sides and goes all in on exposing the industry power structure Nicki claims has been suppressing her, it could be the biggest media move of his career yet. Especially since Nicki is drowning in press right now over her personal life and political antics, including that controversial citizenship gold card moment. At the end of the day, Nicki needs a media voice that isn't scared of gatekeepers or corporate pressure, and people are watching closely to see if Jason Lee is about to step fully into that role. Basically, people are clocking a clear shift in Jason Lee's tone toward Nicki Minaj. It's gone from she's dangerous to she's misunderstood by the industry. And that change is loud, whether people want to admit it or not. If Nicki brings alleged insider details about how the industry really moves, and Jason brings a massive platform with zero filter, they could flip the entire Roc Nation narrative upside down. That kind of combo would seriously shake the foundation of hip-hop as we know it. Just picture it for a second. Nicki's first sit-down where she actually starts naming names, and she does it on Hollywood Unlocked. The internet wouldn't just react, it would completely melt down. Now don't get it twisted though, because despite all these spicy truce rumors, Jason Lee is still very much a critic. As recently as early 2026, he's called out Nicki's strange fixations and controversial language, proving he hasn't suddenly turned into a superfan. So while they might share a common enemy in Roc Nation, Jason isn't exactly waving a barb flag just yet. This looks more like a strategic overlap than a real friendship, at least for now. Me personally, I don't think this is a full-blown alliance yet, but there might be some truth buried inside these alleged alignments. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about the rumored Nicki Minaj and Jason Lee alignment against Jay-Z? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and let your voice be heard below.